Last time, in order to figure out what had happened to him, Yamori invited Mishiro out, hoping she could answer his questions. After learning that he was only one step away from becoming a vampire, Yamori's worries were finally put to rest. Unable to hold her liquor, Mishiro quickly got drunk. To take care of her, Nanakusa and Yamori brought Mishiro back to Nanakusa's home. After settling Mishiro down, the two planned to go out together to buy something to help her sober up. Unexpectedly, Mishiro suddenly asked Yamori to stay and take care of her. Nanakusa actually couldn't agree to let Yamori and Mishiro, a man and a woman, stay alone in the same room. However, under the influence of Mishiro's money power, Nanakusa quickly gave in. After Nanakusa left, Mishiro, who was suffering from a severe headache due to drunkenness, asked Yamori to say something to distract her. Yamori talked about the series of people and events he had encountered since meeting Nanakusa. He had originally thought that adults and children were two completely different beings, but after meeting all kinds of adults, Yamori realized that these adults were indeed ahead of them on the path of growth. Yamori asked Mishiro when she had started to realize that she had grown up. Mishiro said she wasn't sure, but she knew that simply growing older didn't mean one had become an adult. Whether it was work or love, she had never experienced them. Could she really be considered an adult? After saying this, Mishiro suddenly lay down in Yamori's arms. She cried and told Yamori that she knew what had happened was also related to her father. But if she didn't see vampires as objects of hatred, she would lose her purpose for living. Now that she had lost that purpose, she had intended to live an ordinary life. But Mishiro found that whenever she was alone, she would start thinking about what her wasted 10 years had meant. Watching Mishiro cry uncontrollably, Yamori didn't know how to comfort her and could only pat her shoulder. By the time Nanakusa returned with the things she bought, Mishiro had already fallen asleep under Yamori's comfort. To avoid waking Mishiro, Yamori and Nanakusa quietly left the room. Yamori asked Nanakusa what it truly meant to live an ordinary life. But Nanakusa thought that whether it was Mishiro, Mahiro, Akira, or Yamori, they were all strange people to begin with. However, she believed that even so, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. To pass the time, Nanakusa and Yamori went to the cafe where Midori worked. Short-handed, Midori immediately had Nanakusa change into a maid outfit. Lovka, who happened to be at the cafe, thought Nanakusa might be well suited for the job, but when Yamori asked him how he could tell, he couldn't give an answer. Midori said she had also thought about the answer to that question, things like being good at serving customers, but for them, the most important quality was undoubtedly a genuine liking for people. After work, Midori took Nanakusa and Yamori to a place where vampires often gathered. Although they couldn't completely forgive Mishiro for what she had done, everyone decided to celebrate the fact that the matter had been resolved satisfactorily. During the conversation, Siri suddenly mentioned that it might be too early for Yamori to attend the vampire gathering. Nanakusa retorted that Siri was the one who had first brought Yamori there. Kabura then suddenly appeared and claimed that she was the first to notice Yamori, as she had naturally taken an interest upon hearing about a human getting close to Nanakusa. Nanakusa insisted that she wasn't a child anymore and told Kabura to stop acting like a mother hen. However, Nico and the others thought that since Nanakusa had shown no growth, it was no wonder Kabura worried about her. Seeing that Nanakusa wanted to argue further, Haka asked her to reveal how far she and Yamori had progressed. Nanakusa said that was private and not something to be shared. Noticing Yamori sitting alone, Nanakusa asked him what he was thinking about. Yamori said he wanted to help Mishiro find the vampire who had turned her father into a vampire, so that her efforts over the past 10 years wouldn't be in vain. Seeing that it was getting late, Nanakusa said goodbye to everyone and prepared to leave with Yamori. Siri and Midori teased Nanakusa, suggesting she was taking Yamori to a secluded spot for a second round, and even urged them to kiss before leaving. Nanakusa told them not to make things difficult, and then left with Yamori. After Nanakusa left, everyone remarked that the old Nanakusa would have defiantly kissed Yamori just to prove a point. But now, in her heart, it had become something not to be shown to others. Perhaps, as Nanakusa had said, she had truly grown up. On the way home, Yamori told Nanakusa that he was really glad to be with her like this. His words startled Nanakusa, causing her to accidentally make him fall. Fortunately, Nanakusa reacted quickly and caught him. Yamori said it was the first time he had seen Nanakusa blush from the front. Embarrassed, Nanakusa told him not to say such strange things. Before heading home, Nanakusa found a secluded spot and, as usual, drank Yamori's blood. And so, the story of Nanakusa and Yamori comes to a temporary close. Who was the vampire that turned Mishiro's father? When will Yamori fully become a vampire? These questions will have to wait until the next season to be answered. Follow my channel to get the latest updates on the new series as soon as they arrive.